Sergeant Kenai here reporting for duty, and last we left off, we are bringing a new game to the channel. There is no last we left off. It's a bad habit that I have, called Villagers. Villagers is a base building slash town building, same scope of things. Similar to, I believe, Banish and a lot of other games like that. It is currently going to be coming out, I believe, March 25th? I could be wrong about that. I believe it's going to be going for anywhere between $15 and $20. I couldn't find a price on their discussion forums right now, but I can get that information later. It is published by Bumblebee Studios, and they decided to have me have a go and play the game. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. Alright, so I haven't played a single lick of it, but everything seems to be recording fine, so let us pop on into the campaign. Chapter 1, A New Beginning. Let's do it. I'm ready. Inns allow you to hire workers for gold. This is the story of Kenai, a young man who managed to shrine a ray of hope into the pitch-black tunnel of despair at a time when war, and illness ruled the world filled with darkness. Nasty winds blew around him, strong winds of pungent adversaries, trying to extinguish the light. Vin, is that? I don't know what that letter is. Then, I don't know. Vin Kenai couldn't see much in the darkness, was almost blind. He laid his hand successfully around the flame. Sometimes so close he was in danger of burning, but he was a child. What's wrong, Jacqueline? Why don't you continue? It's but a shame to admit, being the writer I am, but I am a loss for words. Really? We can't escape this. Let's do something about it. Host, bring us your bottle of best wine. Yourself. Are you trying to soften me with this devilish alcohol? We agreed to celebrate today. Let us treat ourselves to something special. Delicious. Where was I? Like how his attitude changed, like, I'm not drinking this alcohol. It is evil. It was like, we are celebrating today. Delicious. Alright, I'll take some. The sickness of Kenai. Let me start from long ago. Back in the hero's childhood, he had a little brother who he lived in the countryside. Kenai was a little of 2 stacked boots. Oh yeah, is that me right there? He had a little brother who he lived with, a tiny settlement far away in a rural area. His parents took care of him well, providing them with prey of the woods. They paid great attention to making the children learn to survive the cruel wilderness. One day when they went out hunting with their father, however, the children couldn't concentrate and began to argue, which led to a terrible accident. Their father, annoyed by his children, squabbling and feeling pressured by having to provide a meal for his family, accidentally stepped in his own trap, dying a terrible death. Oh man. Kenai, filled with fear and terror, fled the scene and ran into the forest, while his brother returned to the settlement. Neither of them have seen each other since that fateful day, and Kenai even forgot his name. It's very sad. That may be, but it turned out well for Kenai in the end. The runaway child was found and taken in by the farmers a few days later in a place far away from his home, and spent his remaining childhood there. Kenai was plagued by a guilty conscience, which he tried to atone for through hard work. He was convinced that he can only undo his sins by doing good deeds. Kenai was self-educated from very early on and taught himself many great skills. Well, yeah, I try. Very early, he had paid a visit to a big city. He used every chance he got to talk to its inhabitants and gain more knowledge. The farmers recognized his potential and put him in charge of managing the farmyard as soon as he was old enough. Think we should talk a little about war. Yes, the war. So many faded memories that literally had to bury. One day, it simply broke out. Without warning and without any prior political negotiations, an enemy who they soon seemed to call the Faceless. Invaders from the northeast, all wearing some bizarre metal mask coming from the countries that previously only our boldest explorers had ever seen. Without thinking about much of his strategy, our king sent his troops out to blindly attack the enemy. The losses were devastating. He seemed to be no match for the enemy. Every available man was called up to fight as a soldier. Every boy who was able to hold a weapon was sent out to the front line. The king rejected all dissenting voices regarding his harsh decision of this. Word spread quickly about his plans and many families fled. Not only did they want to put as much distance between themselves and the war, they also did not want to lose their men into the fires of battle. Luckily, there were a few dukes that were opposed to the king's decision, and who decided to protect the people as best as they could. And that brings us to Albatres. Oh yes, Duke Albatres. Albatres. Yeah, you know, I'm close enough, alright, let's get here. Not exactly the most trustworthy person in the world. Initially, he was unwilling to lay his cards on the table, but then he turned up at Kenai's farmland one day. He did not hesitate to assert his authority. Wow! The devious, sleazy consenting man claimed that he had been sent on behalf of the king to gather up all available men in the area. He made a big display of authority, entering the people's houses and having them searched, and that's when he came across Kenai's sketches. Ah, the famous sketches. Kenai had saved a lot of money to be able to afford parchment and charcoal, and he has spent days and nights designing complex cities. Running the farm had inspired him to do great things, and his ideas were not absurd, as one might have thought. After conducting extensive discussions with the architects and planners living in the big city, Kenai designed technically feasible settlements, villages, and yes, and even entire cities. Kenai was talented. Even though the king's orders were clear, this gave Archibald pause. He had suggestions for him. He said, "You may be surprised to find that I've heard of you before, Kenai." This guy looks like a sleazeball. Young man with extraordinary talent for city planning, although he never learned from a master. Don't ask me how I know about you, but please, I'd like you to consider following the deal. Take the people of this farm and your neighbors directly to the area with you to build a self-sufficient settlement within a year. I don't care how or where you do it. If you manage to do it, I recommend recommend you to the king as a city planner. After all, after the war will be over, people will need people like you to rebuild the country, provided we win, of course. In keeping with my generosity, I will ensure you that all your men are excluded from being called up. I like how he became a sleazeball, like, you are a good drawer here. Nice planning. Alright, you can no longer be in the war and go build a settlement. I like it. However, if you fail, I will immediately revoke all your protections. Kenai felt numb. Suddenly, all eyes were on him, and the lives of many people were depending on his reply. He was unable to utter a single word, but gave the Duke his hand, who took it gladly, with a gleeful grin on his face. The deal was sealed. Alright, these were dark times, which is why you should view the opportunity as a particularly precious one. I envy for you. I wish sometimes I could be a simple laborer and make a home for myself, rather than having to rule with leaders of this world. Bullshit. Albertius departed, and thus Kenai found himself in a most peculiar situation. Suddenly he had the responsibility that he had neither asked for, nor he was ready to bear. Fate was obviously putting him to test once more, despite him already suffered so much in childhood. Albertus demanding that the virginal land in front of me become a settlement, but where on earth should I start? You may as well ask me to get a couple porcupines to mate. Alright, concentrate. We need a central place for planning the city, a roof over our heads, to where people can allocate jobs per people. Something new is available. A town hall. Alright, this is a good place to put this town hall. Probably just smack dab right here, to be 100% honest. Can we rotate this? Oh no, it doesn't allow us to rotate. Aw, man. Alright, let's put it right there. Place your town hall near the big river. Your villages need a... whoops. Okay, hold on. Can I cancel building? Yes, cancel that building. That's not even anywhere close to the water. So, let's put it like right here. There we go. There you guys go. I got it for you now. Don't worry about it. It was just a miscommunication. I wasn't reading that it needed to be near the water. Yeah, that's kind of like one of the best places to put it right there. I mean, if this was like cleared out and I could angle it, I would put it right here, probably. But this is nice. Alright guys, get to work. Zoom it up. Come on, let's go. We got to get this up in a year. We don't have a self-sufficient civilization. We're gonna go to war, and we don't want that.
Is finished.
My dear friend, a workman like you can help only if you give me a job. Your town hall is the main building. Until you build homes, villagers will sleep in front of it. My friends and I will be in the town hall waiting your orders. Wait. We've known each other since we were children. I'm pleased to have a familiar face on my side. Ha, come on, there's no need to be sentimental. Just tell me what we're supposed to do with the resources. Don't forget, we laborers are the only ones who can carry them to the building sites for you, and we can build whatever you would like with them. My head is already spinning, and we've already barely done anything. Yet, if we had something to write all of this information down on, I should be in the forest, ramming my sharp blades into the wild animals and carrying them home for supper. Instead, Arborist has sent me to the simpleton who probably can't even spell the word city planner. What a fucking asshole. The Duke sent you? You look like a hunter, not a city planner. Oh yes, sir, I'm a hunter. Watching children playing in the being an architect isn't exactly a fulfilling alternative for the thrill to hunt. And as for taking notes, robust notebook with a leather capsule. Is that for me? How generous. From then on, Kenai wrote everything in his notebook, an exact method, which I cannot recommend enough. Man, I've got to hand it to you, Kenai. You're a master casting your followers back into the bleak, barbaric times of the Dark Age. You even managed to outdo the bandit Barkin Urculus? Urculus? You mean the terrible Urculus? Be patient, my love. We'll get to that spawn of Satan later in our story. What? What are you talking about? Ewalt, has a fresh air got into your head? Most certainly has, and that's how everyone else has been forced to sleep outside, too. We need somewhere to live, where we can start building homes immediately. I kind of wish we could skip this, because I think I get it, the whole, explanation. The story's really cool so far. Well, not really cool, but it's cool, but it's kind of, too self-explanatory. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that, yeah, we're gonna need wood from the forest and wild animals to help themselves. Kenai had to spend a lot of time managing resources, however, gathering symbols, keep an eye over everything. Buggerith, I'll save my bread. For example, Kenai tells, yeah, I'm aware. Okay, gathering symbols and laborers. Alright. Gather wood. So, let's gather all of this wood. That should be done. Okay, continue. Alright, you guys go work on that. Everyone's a worker. We have 6 people exactly. Warehouser, what was that? Collects resources and opens from storage and brings them out to the warehouse. I feel like there's a little bit too much talking when teaching you how this is done. I think it could be simplified by a lot. I understand what we need to do and the things that are coming up, but it feels like it's just a little too much reading. I mean, it's 12 minutes into the game and we're finally doing some chopping of wood. I feel like that could be sped up a lot. Okay, so we gotta do 20 trees. That should be more than enough of 20 trees. What are you doing? Troubled by no home. Oh, boo, I don't have a home. I'm gonna cry. That sucks, dog. You know, sometimes you gotta deal with it. You can sleep in front of the freaking town hall right now. It's all good. We're working on getting the home, okay? Alright, chop down these trees, guys. We need to speed this up. Oh, did you catch? Oh, you're getting water. Okay, so that's why they need to be by water, so they can actually drink. What's this? Okay, yeah, we're almost done with that. Just gotta have one more tree that needs to fall down, and then everything's good. Alright, so this forest is strong and resilient. I like your enthusiasm. We've got a solid place to place the ground we can build. I don't want to live too close to the edge of the forest. Thick woodlands always give me the feeling of being watched by something evil.
Finished a quest.
Alright. Then let's put the house right here, which is not even anywhere near the forest. Make you guys a little happy, not too far from the town hall over here and everything, so it's all good. You guys are gonna probably spend a long time chopping all these trees down. Probably shouldn't have chopped down all of these trees, but oh well, you know, it's gonna happen regardless. You know, you guys could have houses. You just have to go build this one over here. It's really not that big of a deal, man. Oh, I have to build 3 houses? Oh, okay, so let's definitely, was it public, general, small house? We don't have enough materials for that yet. Okay, so that's going to be a bit.
You have finished a quest.
Doesn't matter whether you're big or small, strong or weak, smart whip or dumb as a box of rocks. At the end of the day, everyone is conquered by this simple thing. Piece of wisdom for a foolish bard. The answer is hunger, and when your stomach is rebelling, there's no way to thinking straight. My stomach... I should have brought food with me. My somewhat modest hunting skills I've withered and died, seeing as I haven't used them over the past few years. Finally, something for me to do. Neither nor you or your laborers can carry out work on empty stomachs. I'll show you how to pull the big fish out of the lake. You were sent by the Duke, and you've been sent. You weren't sent by the Duke. You've been sent from heaven. Before we get through that, you need a jetty.
New quest.
All right. Gather wood for a jetty. We're still gathering wood, so that's all fine and dandy. I'm assuming a jetty is going to be something that's going to be on. Ooh, there's a lot of fish over here. Yeah, that's a lot.
The building.
Finally we got somewhere to live. Now, if you excuse me, my wife and I have to start a family. Oh, my. Well, the stars of the private are aligned at the moment. A man's got to seize his opportunities, you know. The most fertile juices. Oh, a little too information. Sure, you got any more baby-making secrets? Well, I'll save that delicate for the colder seasons of the year. Let's just say storks deliver babies. That's so. I don't believe that for a second, my man. Ooh. Thunder and lightning has come upon us. Is that so? I'm assuming the trees are going to grow back here since they don't disappear. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of mechanic like that. Have enough wood to build a jetty, you just need to tell us where to go. That's easy, the jetty needs to be built by water. Don't forget to allocate the job of fisherman to the town hall. Okay. Fishing jetty? How does this work? Hold on, we had it we had it second. We almost did. Come on. It like popped up and it was gonna light up and it was good. Oh my god. General, where is it? Public, production, fishing jetty. Come on. Just a little. Line this up. Oh, there we go. That's why it wasn't working. I had it a little bit too far onto the water, so it wasn't able to get connected. Alright, then we're going to start having some food come out. That'll be nice. Probably going to chop down the rest of these trees. We're going to need all of them. So we might as well chop them all down. We might not have much left after all of this, but it's going to happen. We're really setting them thin. Let's see. Warehouse collects resources in the open from storage and brings them to the warehouse. Oh, we don't have a warehouse yet, so let's not do that. There's no real point in doing that. What's going on over here? I saw a little, like, what's this symbol above it? It seems like a family. Oh, some lovemaking is happening over here. Look at this guy, Craig and Francisca. Look at they're going. All right, they're going for sure. Let's bump this. Whoop, we do not want to be pawns. We want to bump. Whoa, we don't want to go 10 times speed. That seems a little bit too much. I want to see this thing get built. I don't know where you guys are going. Probably get. Oh, they got to walk all the way around. Well, that's a little inconvenient. There was a freaking doorbell that went off. No one's here. I'm not answering that. This is not my house. Well, it is. I live here, but I'm definitely not going to be answering that door because more than likely it's probably some Jehovah's Witnesses. They come here all the damn time. So we are not going to be going out there to go see what that is. So, nope. Sorry, guys. Not coming. Damn, this is going to take forever, isn't it? Let us maybe go up to 10 times speed because that jetty is quite complicated. It still has a lot more wood to go. Maybe didn't build it in the best spot. Probably should have built it right here so they wouldn't have had to walk so far since they can't go up and down this little hill right here. Yeah, that would have been better. I didn't realize this was going to be something they can't climb up and down. I mean, looking closer at it makes a lot more sense, but before I was unaware. Oh, there we go. Starting to really get done now. Just need a couple more pieces of wood. There we go. Assign a fisher over there. Villager, I don't know. Nice, large, powerful, and considered magnificent. You talking about your ego? Ha! Called swap. I'm describing the fish they're going to pour into the water. When the new jetty is built, send 2 villagers from the town hall and we'll catch a feast to remember. Independent enough that once allocated, they can continue carrying their jobs out until he reallocates them. Something you can't always say about you, Jerklin. Excuse me? Nothing. Alright, so we want 2 fishers, he said.
You have finished a quest.
Yeah, employ 2 fishermen. They're out there doing their fishing job. Good on us. Yeah, so we have food coming. That's great. I don't know if it's enough for everyone. It seems like it is. Oh, they're slowly, surely, but eating it. Yeah. Well, I don't think that's enough. Yeah, objective complete. Finish building a jetty. We still have to do the houses. Yeah, that's done. All of that's done. The houses is our next thing. Oh, we have enough to build both of the houses, actually. So let's small house there, and a small house right on the other side. There we go. And then we'll have everything completed there. I'm excited, man. It's been a while since I've played like a true city building game. I played the Kindred before this, and you know, it's very, very early access to Kindred, so unfortunately there wasn't a lot for me to do. This is already, you know, quite a bit more than before. You guys collecting your water? Delicious water. Yeah, I chose a bad spot because they can't even go up this side either. I should have definitely put everything like around here. It would have been better, I think, and then had the houses over here. I don't know. I made a small mistake, but it's not that big of a deal. Alright, let's go up to 10 times speed. You guys are taking a bit too long to get all this stuff over here for this house. You guys have plenty of houses. Yeah, I know you need more houses, but yeah, you need to build that, you know, bring the wood over there to the house, and then you can start building it. There you go.
The building is finished.
Any greater pleasure of man than building his second house already? We're making progress. Yes, we are. Now we just have this one left. I believe in you guys. You can do it. Just bring everything over here. We still have a lot of wood to go. And then we'll finally have all of the smallest objectives that we have so far finished up. Come on. You guys are so close. Yet you're just not... Was that a water drop on my screen? That was actually pretty cool. And little things like that I like a lot. Yeah, just build the 3 houses. Okay. That's the last thing I have to do.
The building is finished.
Small houses, but quiet in peace. I think we've built enough houses for the moment. We should have a rest. We have a town hall, a jetty, and some food over our heads. Well, isn't that certainly a nice start? To be honest, it's more than I expected. A young man organizing a whole village. Well, we live in an age where I've never thought it was possible. To certainly not something you see every day. It's time that your preconceptions, to set your preconceptions aside. It's a good man, my good man, Scolotheus. I know how to use my head just like every other person. You know what to yourself? Kenai has failed miserable. What are you talking about? I don't feel like containing my story, but I need something to wet my whistle. Quick, bring this man a flagon of ale. A grumpy writer needs something to drink to tell a decent story. And of course Kenai did it. The foundations of New Balance had been laid. I've got to say, I like this man. Yes, I've got a soft spot for him. Oh, not in the way you think, though. Giggles. Every day you should start with a happy song. It helps clear your vocal cords and your soul, shake off the burdens of dreams laid upon your shoulders at night. Well, that's a piece of wisdom you must know as a bard. Even Kenai sang that morning with the song sung timidly and great in his heart, but after his commanded happiness swallowed through his body, he stumbled upon the old and thoroughly grumpy Binlin. Oh, so it's true. I presume Albius has having a laugh, but the fool really did give an inexperienced youngster the job of planning a city. My lord, are you Binlin, the king's supreme city planner? It's an honor and a welcome to my humble settlement. I'm not sure it's an honor that would be used here. I'm sure that the men from this community would put far better use in war than the Northeast, rather than part of your doomed settlement. What a complete and utter waste. Talk about putting a damper on things for poor Anna. He stopped singing. Instead, his thoughts were focused on maintaining and extending the settlement, but he wanted to find out more about Vinland. Excuse me, but what do you owe the pleasure of your company? Seems that you are here to monitor me. Exactly. Albius has sent me to report back on you regularly. Our enemies have seized more land in the northwest. New men are being called up for our army every day. It's hard to imagine there's a war going on elsewhere. It's so peaceful here. You best pray that it stays that way, and keep providing me with the reasons that I should spare your settlement from being called to duty. Albius swears that you, by your certain gleaning talents, if that's indeed the case, will need to help us rebuild the country after the war is ended. Duke Albertus said something similar a few days ago. There's a lot of pressure on Kenai. A war of the horizon, Vinland's on Kenai's case, winter around the corner, and the future is not looking so bright. Whoa! What are these strange creatures? Are they circus performers? Indeed, they are. They are traveling the country heading southwest. All cowards fleeing from war like routes from a sinking ship. But they used what? But what in the world they used in the wars? Being the oh God, I cannot words for crap right now. But what use would they be in the war zones? Even the most talented of artisans would be unable to put a smile on the recent widow's face. You certainly don't mince your words, Binlin. The presence of artists seem to have cheered up many of my villagers on no end. I'm going to welcome them with open arms. However, the artists' smiles were hiding their inner pain. They spoke in whispers as a mysterious illness had come to the country along with the Faceless army. Ah, the Faceless, describing them in such a rather bizarre. The folk adopted this name for enemies that of the Northeast quite quickly, not just because of their metal maskers, but also because of the rumor they had caused the Black Death. Ah, the plague. Heard rumors of those. Apparently the Faceless were immune to the illness. Well, there are rumors. Perhaps the Simulus appeared was a coincidence, but fear the illness of the plague is, well, omnipresent. It hung in the air and was almost plausible. I don't want to sound like a scaredy cat, but all the rumors about the plague, that's apparently spreading inland. Say no more, Ewalt. It makes me feel quite uneasy too. In light of the circumstances, I'd like to suggest building a bridge. That would mean that in emergencies, you could leave, head over the water, and further southwest. Leave? I'd never consider leaving. We couldn't just abandon everything we established here. Ah, well, yes, fate might protect you and spare you from the plague, but if it reaches our village, are you sure that you want to put your life just because of your stubbornness? You described the circus performers as coward earlier, and you're suggesting I make escape plans? Ooh. But Berlin's right, Kenai. We should have a bridge just in case. For emergencies, and perhaps it would be better if you held your tongue a little when talking to him. Well, I best follow your advice, dearest Brinlin. Ah, rock? Excuse me, I don't follow. Sorry. Sometimes I need to burst things out. You should mine some stone, and we could build a bridge. Couldn't we use other resources for that, like wood? Well, now, where do you see this scar on my hip? Wait, pull your trousers up. When I was a young boy, I had an accident on a wooden bridge. Splinters dug right into my body, and I'm never going to be near a wooden bridge again. Understood. Alright, stone it is. Alright, now it's time to gather the stone. Alright, so a lot of freaking dialogue, and it's not saying that I don't like that. It's interesting, but I just feel like it's a little bit too much, in my opinion. I wish they could speed it up a little bit, or if it was, I don't know, it just feels off. I don't know what I'm really looking for here. Anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here today. So far, I'm enjoying the game. I like the city building aspect of it. The dialogue and storytelling's part of it, not as much. But we'll see where the game takes us in the more complicated building areas. I know there is a free roam mode that has no story, and we are playing the campaign, so that does make sense why there is a story to it. If you don't want the story, you could easily just do free roam mode. But I will see you guys next time with many more villagers to come. I'm Sergeant Kenai.